Good afternoon. This is Spirit Journey. Today is Friday, March 24, 2017, and I hope you guys are having a good day. I'm not sure exactly what I want to talk about, but today I was a little stressed, and I mentioned in an earlier video that I had bought my comfort food, my Haagen-Dazs ice cream, and some fast food, and I had like a little picnic in my little living room on my little area rug. And then I had my Oculus Rift and watching a nature scene. I needed to do that because I felt very stressed today. And yes, I was stressed watching YouTube videos on this terrorist attack that happened in London, and some of those videos referred me to other videos, and one in particular really, it was like I see that it builds up and builds up this anxiety. And so this one video was, well, they had a woman who was born and raised in Saudi Arabia. The woman she was in a forced marriage. She was a teen at the time, and she was able to eventually flee, and she moved to Canada. And she was on this YouTube channel, this person who has a YouTube channel who is from Canada, and he is concerned about some of the things that's happening in Canada as it pertains to Islam, and how Islam is being taught in the public school system. And so this particular woman who's from Saudi, who fled and moved to Canada, she was telling the viewers what her experience was. And in the video, they showed a clip of a woman. It was a black woman who was being beaten. The lady, it doesn't matter what race or color the victim is, but the video itself mentions that, and that the Saudi woman was explaining his history of foreign nationals and blacks in Saudi Arabia. So this particular victim, she was tied by her feet, hung upside down, up in the air, and a man is beating her and is saying in Arabic, because the Saudi woman translated what was being said in the video clip that someone else posted on YouTube, and of this woman being beaten. That now there was a pool of blood below the victim who's being beaten upside down, hard. And the man said, yelling at her, that after he's finished beating her, that he and his friends and relatives are going to take turns raping her. And I'm sorry, I couldn't believe it upset me, and I can't believe that someone would do that. A man's not supposed to beat or hit a woman. No one should be hitting anybody, male or female. But watching this, and for a man who is physically, at least upper body strength, is stronger than a woman, and to get a group of men to rape a woman, it is beyond my comprehension. And it angered me, and I think throughout the rest of the day, after seeing that, I felt very stressed. So what is this video going to be about? I don't want the video to be about to bash anybody's religion. I think religion, it brings out what's already in a person. What do I mean by that? I mean that, well, you can have one religion and you can have two people, and each person will do something differently because it's bringing out what's already in there. Let's say a dress. Let's say this is a dress, a sweater dress I'm wearing. You can get five of them made. You five of them and put it on five different women, and it's going to bring out what's already in that person, you know, and using that as an example. So imagine religion, like a dress or a suit or whatever, and you put it on the person, it's going to bring out what's in them. And so for that individual who's beating that woman, that it's bringing out his worst, you know, I it really was affecting me. And I was raised in the public school system in New York City. And I did not in the school system in elementary school, junior high school, high school. Well, it was junior high school where I was meeting people from Asia, all parts of Asia, South Asia, East Asia. But elementary school from first grade to sixth grade, it was predominantly maybe 99% black, and they had two Hispanics, one from Guatemala and one from, I believe he was from Puerto Rico. Okay, but outside of that, every, Anglophone speaking, but you did have people from the Caribbean, English speaking Caribbean world, at least one person that I knew definitively. But people basically got along. Yes, they had individuals who, you had kids who were misbehaving, and then in junior high school, that's when it was a very eclectic school, very very diverse, extremely diverse, but I didn't feel, well, I never was exposed to anything about Islam or Muslims. I spoke to all different types of people. And in high school, same thing. It was the same type of demographics. But wow. I think I met, let's see, in college, when I first entered college, I did meet an Egyptian, and I had a coworker also from Egypt. My only so-called negative experience with someone who possibly was Muslim, it was an Arab man. Um, it was when I was in France. I was in the military. This was in 1988, I believe. Yeah, around 1988 in Marseille, France. That part of Marseille has a heavy, heavy Arab and West African community, but I think more North African / Arabic. The former French colonies. France had a lot of colonies from Africa, and many of them were Arab speakers, and so many of them migrated to France, and Marseille has a very large population. And again, I don't really know any politics about Arab speakers / Muslims in France, at least back in those days. And an incident did happen to me. And I went to I mentioned this in another video. I went to a pastry shop with another shipmate of mine. I was in the Navy, and I'm all, covered, nothing. So again, this is in Europe, and it's a very busy area of, cute little stores and everything. And it was an Arabic store, in like it seemed like in that part of town that people write down, on the outside of the store what their nationality was. So I thought that was interesting. And I just went in just to get some pastries, and they did have a mean look at us. But some people just naturally have a negative look on their face. But hey, I'm happy because I'm in Europe and I'm having a good time. And so I just wanted to get some dessert. And to make a long story short, my friend ordered first, and she sensed something more than she was more in tune to what was going on. She ordered a pastry, and then when it was my turn, so I said, bent down, the patrons were down below, and so my friend was saying, hey, come on, let's just go. But I'm just thinking, oh, she's just being sensitive, whatever, edgy. She was right though. So I said, I would like this dessert. And so he went to grab the dessert, but he picked the wrong one. So I said, no, not that one, this one. I pointing, and he threw it. Oh, oh. And then he comes around, and then there was two of them, and he hit me in my chest. Hit me in my chest in France, in Marseille. And I said, don't you put your hand on me. I was real quiet then. And I think I went to leave, and I think he might have pushed me in my back too. But what a coward. What a coward. And so I could see, I don't know what happened, why. I don't know whether, it could have been maybe 8 p.m. at night or something. I don't think that's super late, I don't know what happened. And I'm completely covered, I'm not wearing any skin showing, or baggy clothes, not, a very heavy dungaree top, baggy fitting pants. I don't know. But that's horrible. And for him to feel that freedom to attack me, I didn't get hurt or anything, but I was just shocked. And then seeing the film about the woman, who knows what happened, but to do that and to have other men to sexually violate another woman, it really triggered me. And it started to trigger other memories. And I never I never shared this publicly. I don't know what the man's, I had a GYN exam years ago. And it sounds weird to say this, but I think I don't know whether I was raped. But I don't know what he was. Brown skinned man, even darker than me. And is a GYN exam, and he's doing, again, you're on your back, and I don't know what he's doing. And he's pressing down with this pen. I don't know. But I felt traumatized about it. Sometimes you have some men, and they don't like you. And they want to do something against you just because of what you are. Just like the man in Marseille, or the woman that's getting beaten upside down, or just other things. As I'm thinking, I'm remembering other things. I had gone to the VA office once. And again, I don't know who this first time I had this doctor. And he was giving an examination in my abdomen. And he was on the phone. He was priorly on the phone, typing at his computer. And then he's going to examine me with his bare hands, on my flesh, in my abdomen area. And his hands were right by my private parts. I don't know where this man was from, and but he was not American, and dark brown skin, wavy hair, and because he was upset with me because I asked him nicely, and I said, could you please put on gloves? So he got startled like that, and he said, of course. Coach, what, you don't think I'm professional? So he puts it on, and then he started roughing me up. and deliberately trying to hurt me. He was hurting me. I said, cut it out. I said, stop hurting me. Stop what you're doing right now. And he wouldn't stop. He said, why? And he's really, you have, why I mention this? You have people who are being, who are coming to the U.S. and they're getting the medical field, and you're going to be dealing with people outside of your country, but some of these people from other countries don't like you. This guy was a man of color. He was darker than me, but I'm not him, and I'm not from his country, and most likely I'm not of his religion. You have to be careful. Places that hire, you got to be careful about who you bring to work in intimate type of personal situations with other people, because they may not like you. And again, some men from some parts of Asia / Middle East don't like women, and it doesn't matter if you're paying for the service or not, and that they will try to hurt you because I told him what he should have been doing, and he didn't want to be reminded. He didn't care who he was examining like you're some animal. Be careful who you hire. Watch them closely, how they feel about other groups before they start working on you. And I'm also thinking about this organization here in the United States, the Nation of Islam, and I'm putting it out there. Nation of Islam, what are you going to do about these groups that are doing things against U.S. interests in the United States? What are you going to do? If Islam comes to power in the U.S., what about the people in your organization, the black women in your organization? You've been to the Middle East, the leaders of NOI, you've been to the Middle East, you see how they treat women, and you saw how they treat women in Saudi. Is this something black women who are involved in Islam, in particular Nation of Islam, right now you have some verbal say. They have this assistant there that's a woman. She is a lawyer by trade and now works for the organization, and they give her a mouthpiece to speak. But once everything's said and done, how are they going to treat you? And I fear that it's going to change its attitude and going to be oppressive. And it's going to be oppressive against women. That's one thing that I don't like about certain aspects of certain faith-based systems, that it seems like a lot of faith-based religions seem to always oppress women. You choose any religion, any faith you love. If it serves you, stick with it. But be aware of what's around the corner. You have people who are just evil. And I told my twin about what happened with the guy. I don't remember me telling him, but recently I was talking to him about something, and he said, you told me this years ago. And I said, I did tell you. I think a lot of it, I blocked it out. But watching the video started triggering, I guess because of what the man looked like. You have foreign doctors, and yes, they come to the US, and yes, some of them don't like you. And so it doesn't matter what that your skin color is brown like theirs, or dark brown like theirs, some of them, or light skin like some of them. They may not like you. And some of them do use religion against you, or theology, or that you're a Westerner, and they use it against you. So, I don't know. We have to stop this foolishness and hurting people, and men hurting women. You got to stop that. You got to stop abusing the strength that you think you have, because what goes around comes right back. And those who believe in karma, what do you put? You're planting seeds of hatred on somebody else, so it has to come back to you. And it's not just Islam. Again, religion brings out what is already in you, regardless of your religion. Let's stop with religion and start focusing on spirituality and being humane, being kind to one another. You know, I hear about this energy shift that's happening in the world amongst what they call New Agers, and that you have people who are, like a seesaw. You have this change in free energies that some of these people want to, New Agers like to say, but then you have the other spectrum of negativity. And this battle is happening now. Don't you feel it? Don't you see it in the media? That's what's going on. It's both sides happening. But we have to keep it together, because this thing could consume those who are weak-minded, like those people, like that doctor that might have examined me and deliberately trying to hurt my body. Or the people, you go into some countries and they want to rape you because you're foul. Let's start examining your religion. Whatever what your religion is, start really examining and reading what it says. And if it doesn't treat your neighbor with kindness, evaluate that religion and question it. If your religion or your lifestyle, if it doesn't promote kindness and goodwill, forget that religion. That's all that I have to say. But yes, feel free to comment below. You can share your experiences, and you could share this video with friends, family members. You could subscribe to Spirit Journey, and you can also give me the thumbs up. So take care and enjoy the rest of your day. Let's be kind to one another, all right? Okay, bye-bye.